Each crunch sends a rush of salt, oil, and pure pleasure to your brain, firing dopamine pathways that make Lay's potato chips one of the most addictive snacks on the planet. But have you ever wondered how billions of these golden crisps are born each year, traveling from sun-drenched potato fields to your fingertips in movie theaters and snack aisles worldwide? In this deep dive documentary, we'll pull back the curtain on the mammoth, high-speed world of Lay's chip production. From planting and harvesting millions of pounds of potatoes to the steaming vats of sizzling oil, the precise seasoning robots, and the global logistics network that delivers those iconic yellow bags to your local store. Strap in for a journey through taste, technology, and sheer scale that will forever change how you see and taste that next bag of Lay's. Every Lay's chip begins life as an unassuming potato, yet not just any potato. Lay's contracts with dozens of specialized growers across North America, Europe, and Asia, planting high-yield, disease-resistant varieties such as Russet Burbank, Atlantic, and Shepodi. These cultivars are selected for their high dry matter content, 20 to 25%, which yields the optimal crunch and minimal oil absorption during frying. In early spring, farmers equip fields with GPS-guided tractors that prepare raised beds for planting. Soil tests inform fertilizer blends, high in nitrogen for foliage growth, with balanced potassium and phosphorus to support tuber development. Cover crops like ryegrass are grown in off-seasons to suppress weeds, improve soil structure, and lock in moisture. Drip and pivot irrigation systems deliver water directly to root zones, reducing runoff by up to 40% compared to flood irrigation. Soil moisture sensors and aerial drone surveys map field variability, allowing targeted fertilization and irrigation. When sensors detect moisture below 60% of field capacity, automated valves open to maintain ideal soil conditions, ensuring consistent potato size and starch content. Local agronomists monitor fields weekly for potato blight, Colorado potato beetles, and aphids. Integrated pest management, IPM, strategies like pheromone traps, beneficial insect releases, ladybugs, lacewings, and minimal use, targeted fungicide applications keep pest pressure low while preserving beneficial insect populations. This careful balance supports both yield and environmental health. By midsummer, these efforts pay off. Lush potato vines conceal hills of uniform tubers, each one destined for different Lay's chip varieties. Original, sea salt and vinegar, barbecue, and dozens more. When soil moisture and weather forecasts align, harvest season kicks off in late summer. Harvesters, monstrous machines with rotating diggers and conveyor belts, dive into each row, scooping up potatoes, shaking off excess dirt, and delivering them to bulk trailers. Modern harvesters use adjustable digging blades and electronic depth controls to lift potatoes gently, minimizing bruises. Conveyor belts with rubber flaps cushion the tuber's fall, reducing skin damage by 15%. GPS-linked harvesters log field yield and quality data in real time, allowing agronomists to fine-tune subsequent plantings. Trailers haul freshly dug potatoes to on-farm grading stations, large silos or covered bins with aeration fans maintaining temperatures at 8 to 12 degrees Celsius. Quick inspections remove oversized, over 150 millimeters, or undersized, under 50 millimeters tubers, along with any greened or damaged potatoes that could release bitter solanine during frying. Clean potatoes enter rotating drum washers before storage, ensuring they arrive at factories in prime condition. Inside the Lay's mega factory, often spanning hundreds of thousands of square meters, potatoes arrive by covered conveyor belts, protecting them from direct sunlight, which causes greening. Each bulk trailer passes over a weighbridge and triggers an RFID reader that logs farm origin, harvest date, and batch ID. This ensures full traceability. Every chip can be linked back to its field. Conveyor-linked optical sorters use high-speed cameras and mechanical air jets to divert any oddly shaped, discolored, or blemished tubers onto a reject line. Infrared scanners check skin temperature to flag early rot or microbial growth. By the end of this stage, only prime potatoes advance to peeling. Before slicing can begin, potatoes undergo intensive cleaning and peeling processes, each optimized for speed and minimal waste. Potatoes tumble through water sprays and rotating brush baths that remove 98% of soil residue. Water treatment systems filter and recycle 80% of wash water, reducing factory water consumption by millions of liters per day. Large vacuum peelers use fine grit abrasive stones and gentle water jets to remove skins at a rate of 10 tons per hour. Automated peelers adjust pressure based on potato hardness, ensuring consistent skin removal with less than 2% flesh loss. After peeling, potatoes enter high-pressure rinse tunnels that wash away surface starch. This step prevents chips from sticking together during frying and yields a crisper texture. Excess starch enters wastewater treatment tanks, where it's captured, dried, and sold as industrial-grade starch for paper making, part of Lay's zero-waste commitment. The heart of chip production lies in ultra-high-speed slicers, rotating circular blades cutting potatoes into uniform 1.5 millimeter slices at 300 meters per minute. Blades made from cryogenically treated steel maintain razor sharpness for up to 24 hours. Laser guidance systems measure slice thickness in real time, adjusting blade angles by plus or minus 0.05 millimeters to account for subtle variations in potato size and density. Automated inspection cameras soon after slicing detect splits or micro tears, diverting those slices to the snack bits line. Small pieces collected and repurposed as crunchy snacks or chip dust for seasoning blends. Before frying, slices pass through continuous blanchers, tanks of hot water, 70 degrees Celsius, for 2 to 3 minutes, to remove excess sugars that can cause overbrowning. Blanching reduces reducing sugars by 40 to 60%, ensuring even, golden brown frying. Byproducts from blanching, nutrient-rich water, are treated biologically and reused in irrigation systems for local farmland. Post-blanching, potato slices enter hot air dryers, 80 degrees Celsius, for 60 seconds, reducing surface moisture to less than 2%. This prevents oil spatter and ensures oil absorption remains around 35% by weight, critical for calorie and texture targets. Frying thousands of kilograms of chips each hour demands precision and control. Lay's factories employ continuous fryers filled with high oleic sunflower or canola oil, chosen for stability, neutral flavor, and lower trans fats. Oil flows at 3 meters per second through tubular heat exchangers, maintaining 175 degrees Celsius plus or minus 1 degree Celsius. Overheated oil can degrade into off flavors. Therefore, inline sensors measure oil breakdown polar compounds, triggering partial oil replacement automatically when breakdown reaches 20%. After frying, oil passes through microfilters, 10 micrometers, to remove fine particulates, extending oil life up to 200 hours. Spent chip bits accumulate in filter presses and are collected as livestock feed or biofuel feedstock, reinforcing zero food waste goals. Fried chips emerge from vats at 10 meters per minute onto vibrating seasoning drums. Here, Proprietary seasoning blends, ranging from sea salt to salt and vinegar, barbecue, sour cream and onion, and limited edition flavors, coat each chip evenly. Some factories use electrostatic seasoning booths. Chips pass under charged plates that impart a -2 kilovolt static charge to particles, while seasoning powder receives +2 kilovolt. Opposite charges ensure seasonings cling uniformly, even to ridged chip varieties. On-site culinary labs test new flavor prototypes daily. Flavorists blend natural extracts, smoke, cheese, herbs, with taste modulators for balanced profiles. Sensory panels, trained tasters, score batch samples on umami, saltiness, aroma, and mouthfeel, feeding feedback into iterative recipe tweaks. Before packaging, chips pass through a gauntlet of automated QC tests. High-speed cameras verify chip color sits within the L*, a *B* color space, target L*, 70 to 75 for original. Microphones record chip crunch profiles. Peaks between 1,500 to 2,500 Hz signify ideal crispness. Near-infrared probes confirm residual moisture at 1.5 to 2.0% to guarantee shelf stability. Multiple lines ensure zero foreign body contamination down to 0.5 millimeters ferrous and non-ferrous particles. Batches failing QC redirect to rework lines, either lightly refried or used as chip crumbs in other products. At speeds up to 300 bags per minute, high-speed vertical form fill seal VFFS machines weigh 28 grams to 30 grams chip portions for standard 170-gram bags, or 14 grams for snack-size packs. Fresh nitrogen flushes replace ambient air, achieving 90% N2 to 10% C O2 gas mixes that inhibit oxidation and spoilage. Gas level sensors in each bag lays is transitioning to recyclable monopolyethylene packaging. Pilot lines test 100% recyclable PA/PE laminate, reducing multi-layer film usage by 60%. Early trials show equivalent barrier performance and faster seal times at 200 degrees Celsius. Although chips don't need refrigeration, temperature-controlled warehouses, 15 to 20 degrees Celsius, protect them from UV and heat damage that can degrade flavors. Automated storage and retrieval systems, ASRS, stack pallets of 64 cartons each, maximizing space utilization up to 12 meters high. RFID tags on pallets track location, inventory age, and batch codes. Warehouse management software, WMS, uses FIFO logic, ensuring older stock ships first. Cross-docking docks facilitate same-day transfers from inbound trucks to outbound trailers destined for distribution centers. Lay's leverages a hybrid model of direct store delivery, DSD, and wholesale distribution. Cross-border trade between Europe, Asia, and the Americas relies on sea freight containers with humidity control, 40 to 50% relative humidity, to prevent bag corrosion. Lay's Zero Waste Chip mission aims to eliminate landfill waste across the value chain. Potato peels and fry sludge feed on-site anaerobic digesters, generating biogas that powers fryers and boilers, reducing natural gas use by 30%. Rinse water filters and reverse osmosis systems reclaim 80% of factory water, saving millions of liters per day. Heat recovery systems capture fryer exhaust heat to preheat blanch water, cutting energy demands by 20%. Pilot electric DSD vans in urban centers reduce CO2 emissions by 50% with biogas-fueled trucks for bulk distribution. 780 million pounds of plums. That's roughly the weight of 3 Great Pyramids of Giza rolling off American orchards every single year. But how do we go from delicate blossoms on branch tips to truckloads of juicy, ruby red fruit bound for breakfast tables around the world? In this farm-to-table journey, we'll peel back the curtain on plum harvesting, meet the people powering American plum farms, and see how sustainable farming practices keep our orchards healthy and our bellies happy. Strap in, because by the end of this script, you'll never look at a plum the same way again. Today's plum orchards have deep roots, literally and culturally. Plum cultivation in North America dates back to the 1600s, when early settlers brought over stone fruit varieties from Europe. Over the centuries, breeders crossed those old-world trees with wild North American plums, creating hardy hybrids that could withstand hot, arid summers and chilly winters. Fast forward to today, and you'll find dozens of commercial varieties thriving across the country. Santa Rosa, first released in California in 1906, prized for its sweet tart balance and ruby flesh. Black Amber, dark-skinned and exceptionally sweet, grown primarily in Washington. Satsuma, a Japanese heirloom variety famed for its perfumed aroma and golden skin. Each variety ripens on its own schedule. Santa Rosas kick off the season in July, while Satsumas often linger into late August, allowing growers to stretch out the harvest window and supply ripe plums for weeks on end. In recent years, orchards have gone high-tech. Weather stations perched atop gear sheds monitor wind speed, solar radiation, and humidity in real time, feeding data into farm management software that tells growers exactly when to irrigate and when to spray. Soil moisture probes buried at root depth transmit hourly readings, so drip irrigation systems apply water drop by drop, reducing waste by up to 40%. Drone-mounted multispectral cameras fly over the rows every 2 weeks, generating detailed health maps of the canopy. They flag heat-stressed zones or early signs of fungal infection, letting crews target interventions rather than blanket spraying the entire orchard. Meanwhile, predictive analytics models use historical weather and yield data to forecast harvest volume within a 5% margin of error, crucial for coordinating packing crews and refrigerated trucks. For many farms, embracing these precision ag tools has boosted yields by 12 to 20% and cut input costs by a similar amount. Proof that marrying old-school know-how with cutting-edge tech is the key to feeding a growing world. Beyond composting, many plum operations are establishing pollinator corridors, strips of native wildflowers along orchard edges that feed bees, butterflies, and other beneficial insects. These living fences not only boost pollination rates by up to 30%, but also strengthen biodiversity and soil health. Several farms have invested in on-site biogas digesters, which ferment prune pits and other organic waste to produce renewable energy. The captured methane runs irrigation pumps and even powers farmhand housing, slashing reliance on fossil fuels. Water recycling systems capture wash water from the packing line, funneling it through sand filters and UV treatment before it's reused for pre-harvest dust suppression. Every drop saved is a drop they don't have to draw from aquifers already strained by drought. These eco-innovations underscore a simple truth. In modern agriculture, sustainability isn't just good ethics, it's good business. Plums aren't just a treat for your taste buds, they're a nutritional powerhouse. A single cup delivers 30% of your daily vitamin C, bolsters immune function with antioxidants like anthocyanins, and supplies nearly 10% of your fiber needs for healthy digestion. They're low on the glycemic index, making them a smart snack for sustained energy, and emerging research even ties plum polyphenols to improved bone density. When you bite into that sun-ripened flesh, you're getting crisp flavor and a mini multivitamin.
I'm a huge Alain Ducasse, Thomas Keller fan. I think they run an immaculate restaurant group and 3 Michelin-star restaurants.
I always respond to simplicity, and I think the chef who demonstrates that more than anybody else is Nathan Outlaw. Behind the scenes, of course, there's work and craft, but actually what arrives on the plate is pared back as food can be, and that inspires me because it's not easy to cook simply.
To find the latest trends, just go outside of central London. Go to the suburbs. There are really exciting places like the Dairy in Clapham, and they're groundbreaking. They really are the trends of the future.
Street food came with a bang, and I think that was really cool. You've got Smokestack, do amazing barbecue, Temper, Pick-Q. For burgers, for me, it's Meat Liquor, it's Pate Bun. For pizza, it's Hey Cinato or Santa Maria, and that's, for me, they're the best.
There are many chefs out there that inspire me and excite me at the moment, but there's one particular chef that I really admire, and that's Claire Smith. And I can't wait to go and try her food in her new restaurant.
Plums even shine in savory dishes. Try tossing wedges into a winter salad with arugula, toasted walnuts, and sherry shallot vinaigrette. And bar programs across the country are stirring plum puree into craft cocktails for complex, fruity notes you can't get from syrup alone. Beyond the farm gates, plum production sustains rural economies, supporting seasonal workers, packing house staff, and local suppliers. In counties like Fresno and Yakima, plum revenue helps fund schools, infrastructure projects, and small business loans. Community fairs celebrate the harvest each year with plum pie contests and juicing demos, cementing the fruit as both an economic driver and a cultural touchstone. In every sense, those 780 million pounds of plums ripple far beyond breakfast tables. They're the lifeblood of whole regions. In the rolling hills of California's Central Valley and Washington State's Wenatchee Valley, plum trees wake at dawn under a pale pink sky. As temperatures climb past 40 degrees, workers slip on neoprene-lined gloves and step onto ladders nestled between neat rows of trees. This is the realm of orchard management, where every branch is carefully pruned, every vine monitored for pests, and every fruit inspected for optimal ripeness. Plum harvesting today is a blend of human skill and mechanized efficiency. On smaller family farms, crews move row by row, hand-picking fruit to avoid bruising, each plum gently twisted from its stem and placed into cushioned bins. But on larger operations responsible for millions of pounds annually, you'll find high-capacity mechanical harvesters. These machines use vibrating rods or comb-style attachments that gently shake fruit from trees onto conveyor belts below. Within seconds, thousands of plums cascade into cushioned bins, an engineering marvel that can harvest up to 200 tons per hour. Timing is everything in plum harvesting. Farmers track sugar levels, bricks, firmness, and color. Using refractometers and firmness testers, they sample fruit daily in the weeks leading to peak season, usually mid-July through late August, depending on variety. Once the data signals go, the harvest begins in earnest. Temperature holds the key. Mornings are ideal, when plums are firm and cool, minimizing spoilage. By noon, when heat and humidity rise, crews pause, ensuring that only the freshest, most vibrant fruit makes it into the supply chain. After picking, plums take a short ride to the packing house, where the real transformation begins. First, they enter an initial wash cycle. Soft sprays of ozonated water gently remove field dust, pollen, and pesticide residues, ensuring the fruit meets the highest food safety standards. The plums then tumble through mild sanitizing baths, followed by a second rinse. Next comes grading. Automated optical sorters scan each plum under high-definition cameras, checking for size, color consistency, and surface blemishes. Fruit that meets premium standards moves on to the export lane, destined for supermarkets and international markets. Those with minor imperfections are diverted to the processing lane, where they'll become dried plums, prunes, jams, or purees. Once sorted, packing teams hand-inspect batches before placing plums into foam-lined trays or mesh bags, each labeled with harvest date, farm origin, and variety, Santa Rosa, Black Amber, or Satsuma, to name a few. Finally, the fruit is cold chain stored at 32-34 degrees with 90 to 95% relative humidity to preserve freshness. In this controlled environment, plums can remain in prime condition for up to 6 weeks, giving distributors the flexibility to ship on demand. Throughout processing, sustainable farming practices are front and center. Many plum operations use solar-heated water for cleaning, recycle wash water through biofilters, and compost organic waste. By turning pits, peels, and off-grade fruit into nutrient-rich soil amendments, farms close the loop on waste, ensuring the orchard thrives for seasons to come.
I was born in a small farming village in Mexico where I spent the first 5 years of my life. And everyone there had their own small parcel of land that families worked to support their families. And I had a very happy childhood there. I grew up with a very large extended family, and my job was to play and stay out of trouble, basically. So when I was 5, my parents immigrated to a town called Ceres in Central Valley of California in a search for a better life for our family. They worked as farm workers all their working lives in California. And in fact, my mother, in the summers, would take me and all my siblings to help harvest fruits, various fruits, mostly boysenberries, every summer. And we did that from the time I was about 10 years old to about 15 years old. So we would get up at the crack of dawn and go to work until it got too hot to continue working.
From these sun-drenched orchards, plums embark on a global voyage. Trucks shuttle pallets of cold stored fruit to regional distribution centers where coordinated logistics algorithms map out the fastest shipping routes. Domestic shipments move via refrigerated rail cars or trucks to grocery chains from coast to coast, delivering plums to city markets within 48 hours of leaving the farm. International exports require a more complex ballet. In Seattle and Los Angeles, port facilities equipped with controlled atmosphere (CA) chambers further slow the fruit's respiration rate. By lowering oxygen to around 2% and raising carbon dioxide, plums stay dormant, maintaining freshness for up to 60 days. From there, refrigerated containers cross the Pacific or Atlantic, bound for Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. Onboard temperature and humidity sensors relay real-time data to logistics managers who can adjust conditions mid-voyage. If a reefer shows a temperature spike, remote teams issue immediate corrective measures, preventing spoilage and reducing food waste. Once containers land, local distributors inspect pallet integrity, reevaluate firmness, and forward shipments to retail chains and wholesale markets worldwide. This intricate web of cold chain logistics transforms farm-to-table plums into a truly global phenomenon, letting consumers in Tokyo, London, and Dubai enjoy American-grown fruit at peak ripeness. Back in domestic markets, it's time to savor the results. Whether you bite into a juicy Santa Rosa plum or spoon, a spoonful of tangy black amber, the flavor profile reflects the orchard's heritage and climate. High sugar content, 14 to 18 degrees Brix, balances with bright acidity, creating that signature pluck on your tongue. Professional tasters evaluate each batch for sweetness, aroma, and texture. They look for a glossy skin, firm but yielding flesh, and a fragrance reminiscent of summer rain. In culinary circles, farm-to-table plums feature prominently in salads, sauces, and desserts. Think plum gastrique drizzled over seared duck or grilled plum halves topped with goat cheese and honey. Home cooks also get creative. Sliced plums fold into morning oatmeal or yogurt parfaits, while blended plum puree adds depth to cocktails and smoothies. And let's not forget dried plums, prunes, that pack a nutritional punch with fiber, antioxidants, and vitamins A and K. From the blossom-kissed branches of California orchards to dinner tables around the globe, the journey of 780 million pounds of plums is a testament to human ingenuity, sustainable plum farming, and the power of cold chain logistics.